All right. So again, welcome back to day two. I wanted to get started with a quote from one of my mentors, Myron Golden. It says, human beings were created to be progressively productive. And a lot of times we were talking last night about getting stuck. Sometimes we get stuck and we just give up or we just kind of, let things go. We don't have the fire under us, the motivation under us to keep going. But when we see a quote like this, we know that we were made to be progressively productive over everything else that was made. We were made to change and to produce and to create. And that's what we have to do. That's our charge to keep. So that's what we're doing tonight. We are being progressively productive. We're learning new skills that can catapult us and our family into a different type of life. So that's what I want you to hold on to tonight. And anytime you get stuck, we're supposed to produce and create. All right, so let's get going. All right, did you do your homework? Did you do your homework? If not, it's okay. You'll have another opportunity. If you want to share that in the chat, feel free. I'll give you just a second to share. Yes, I did. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Is there anything you want to unmute and say about your homework or type it in the chat about your homework? Maybe it was the avatar, like honing in on your avatar or doing the market research.
Yes, creating the avatar made it easier for me to do my SMART goal. So it kind of made it more
Awesome.
relevant for me.
Yes, exactly. It sure does. Because when you can see the person you're trying to attract, it just makes everything, simpler because you're thinking about this person, this type of person. Would they like this? And if you don't think they'll like it, scratch it. So yes, it does make it a lot easier. Anyone else want to add anything or type it in the chat
Well, I
before?
thought creating the avatar for me was kind of hard because I want my customer to be diverse. This
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's fine. And in the beginning, you can reach out to the masses. But a lot of times it's not going to be for everybody. Whatever you have won't be for everybody. But in the beginning, and we'll talk about lead generation tomorrow as far as digital marketing. In the beginning, yes, you're going to reach out to the masses. It's just like catching a whole bunch of fish, right? You're going to catch a whole bunch. If you put a net out, it's going to catch a whole bunch of fish, but you won't take all of those fish home. You're only going to take a specific kind of fish home, a fish that's healthy, a fish that's, ready to eat, whatever specific kind of fish you're looking for. That's what you're going to take home. Some fish won't be healthy. But in the beginning, yes, with lead generation, you will get a lot. And we'll talk about that when we talk about funnels tomorrow as well. But you're gonna hone it down to, and you have to kind of train your brain to do this, hone it down to a specific type of person, especially if you want to share what type of product or book you are writing or have written or thinking about creating. Lamardo, do you have anything in mind?
well, so I started out romance novels, but then I went into Christian journals. So when I went to do my SMART goal, it was like because I want to do both of these things at the same time. So it's like, well, my Christian journal, I know it's going to be because the cover is going to be like pink roses. So it's probably more women than men. But my romance, I imagine in my head, I'm thinking 20 and up African American women, but I would like it to be like a diverse, all types of women. But I don't know, like you said, I don't know.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You can it's going to attract all kinds of women, but you do want to have a specific person in mind because that's what you're writing to. I know when I wrote my book, of course I wanted everybody to buy it, but I wrote from my perspective, my first book. I wrote from my perspective, and that's a specific type of person. It's person who's a professional woman in her early 20s. That's when I wrote the book. Not anymore. She's a professional woman in her early 20s. She's having difficulty dating. She keeps meeting bad guys, and so that's not going to be for everybody. And it's okay. It's okay that it's not going to be for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. But you will, in the beginning, you will get lots of interest from different types of people, but the people who buy from you, it'll speak to them. Okay, just like I shared before, the book that I bought about the lady who had issues conceiving, that's not going to be for everybody. But it spoke to me. I'm sure she wanted a lot of people to be able to buy it, but it spoke to me because that was, our situation at that time. So, and then as far as doing the two things, that's fine. But are you trying to do them together? Or are they two like different products, or are you trying to link them together?
No, two different projects, but I'm gonna do them together because this is, this is 20 years in so it's like I have to get on the ball. I'm jumping back, like it's like I got a new mojo. So I feel like I can't do one book at a time. I'm trying to do these two at the same time.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. And sometimes you have to laser focus on one. So we can talk more about it another time, but I know for me, just my experience, and it may not be yours, I get what is it called? Shiny object syndrome. And I'll start doing this and that and the other, and nothing will get done. So when I notice when I laser focus on one thing for a specified amount of time, like I'll create a SMART goal for that, it gets done. Then I can move on to the next project. Okay, so that might be an idea. I know you're 20 years in the game, but I don't know if that's how you like to operate, but that's one thing that's helped me to get different products or projects done back to back. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. And we're going to move on. If we have any other suggestions or any other comments, we'll talk about that at the end. All right, so this is our day 2 agenda. I'm showing you some rapid writing and editing techniques. So that's going to be pretty cool. So it won't take you 6 years or 2 years to write your book or create your digital product. We're looking at some design basics for non-designers. So that's if you're creating something for Etsy. We'll look at Samarai and Bolt if you want to create a low content type of product for Amazon KDP. We'll look at Bolt, and then we'll also, of course, look at Canva. All right. We'll talk about outsourcing help, and we'll look at creating an outline, a simple outline, just to get your wheels in motion so you can get started with creating your digital product. And I'll show you an example. All right. So that's what's on the lineup for tonight. So let's get moving. All right. So rapid writing and editing. Here are, I think I gave you about 5 different techniques you can use. You can screenshot it, or again, you'll have this to replay. I'm going to hide these controls. All right. The first one I want to mention is the Pomodoro technique. So this is just writing and focus 25-minute sprints. So you're just going to go somewhere, sit for 25 minutes and write. And then you'll take 5-minute break. So you write for 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. Write for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. And it may be all the time you have is 30 minutes altogether. So you write for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and that's your day. Okay, that something is better than nothing. When I wrote my first book, I knew, especially when it got tough to keep writing because I had 2 jobs at the time, I knew I would sit down every day for 10 minutes and write or work on my book, okay, in some way, shape, or form. But usually it ended up being 30 minutes or an hour. So at least dedicate that small amount of time to focused, writing or editing, okay? The next one is called word sprints. I don't know if you've heard of that before, but set a short time limit. And that's just what I just told you, 10, 15 minutes, and write as much as possible without stopping. Like put your phone somewhere else, turn it off, whatever you have to do to not be distracted, because that boosts creativity. When you're under pressure, I know for me, when I'm under pressure, I'm more creative. Okay, I don't know the psychology behind that, but when you're under pressure, like you say, I got 10 minutes to get this done. You have more creativity, and then you get your word count up. Don't worry about grammar, don't worry about anything looking perfect. You're just getting it done. All right. Now, this is a pretty cool one. And I know we started with a Myron Golden quote, and this is something that he does. He's a multimillionaire and he writes books as well. Speech to text dictation. So a lot of writers use voice recognition software. All right, which is way faster than typing. So you can use a voice recorder or a speech to text app. And I did link some here if you want to take a look at this really quick. And this website, Tech Radar, they have some speech to text apps. Okay, I think a lot of these you have to pay for. I don't know what the prices are, but it'll give you the pros and cons of them and that kind of thing. All right, but these are speech to text apps. And what you do with that, once you get that, your speech down, you get not your speech, but your wording for your book or whatever you're doing, you send it to a transcriptionist. There are thousands of people looking for a transcriptionist jobs every day. So somebody would love to write out your voice recording. Okay, they would love to type out your voice recording. And then that's the manuscript that you have for your book. All right. I don't know if you've ever tried that or thought about that, but that's a pretty cool way to get it done really fast. And that's one thing I mentioned Myron Golden because he says that's how he writes a book in a week. he'll just talk it and send it to somebody to type, and it's done. So that's something to think about. All right. All right. The next technique is scene visualization. So before you start writing, spend a few minutes visualizing the scene in detail. This mental preparation can lead to faster, more fluid writing. Now, what I did when I wrote my first book, and then the rest of the books I wrote, like in a coffee shop or at home outside and different places like that, inspirational places to me. I went to a place in Atlanta called Piedmont Park. I went up there every day. I didn't even live close to that park. I went there every day because it's so beautiful. And I just wrote every single morning. I would write for about an hour. I would look at, the scenery, and it just made me more creative. So that's something to think about. All right. Especially if you're kind of stuck. Okay. All right. Rapid writing strategy. Again, set a timer, focus on a topic, and write continuously without worrying about grammar or spelling. After the time is up, review and select the best ideas. All right. So again, you're just doing it messy. You're getting it done, not worrying about grammar or spelling at all. Okay, because that will come soon. All right. Any questions about any of these rapid writing techniques? Have you tried any of these before, anyone? See if I can see I don't know why this thing keeps going back out. Trying to see if I can see the chat. You can unmute if you like. Okay, no, okay, no. Okay. All right. I'm going back to question. Hopefully I answered this question, Chrissy. Yes, you're gonna pull in a lot of quote unquote fish at first. That's fine, but it does help to just have someone in mind that you're writing to. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's keep going. For editing, please outsource this task. I cannot tell you how many books I've read that had a typo on the first page. Like how you have a typo on the first page. All right. And that's because a lot of us, we're too close to our books. We're too close to our digital products. We need a second or third set of eyes on that. All right. We may be great editors and we've gone to school for language arts and English and all of that, but when it comes to editing your own work, don't do it. Okay. You're going to edit your own work. I can't tell you, when I tell you this, I went through my first book over 100 times. And this book, I'm looking at it right now, it has 268 pages. Okay. That's my first book. I edited myself over 100 times because I wanted it to be as perfect as possible when I sent it to a professional editor. Okay, so I highly recommend a professional editor for this task. Okay, and in the self-publishing blueprint, my self-publishing course and digital products course, we do talk about different types of editors if you're interested in that. All right, so all of these techniques can help you write faster and more efficiently, but the key is to practice. Practice makes perfect. Do it every day. Do a little bit every day, even if it's 5 minutes. Do you know those 5 minutes add up? 5 is a greater number than 0, right? So if you only have 5 minutes to devote, just devote those 5 minutes. Okay. Now, I also want to point out something really cool. Ghostwriters are available and would love to turn your vision into a book. All right, even if you do the transcription, you send that to them, they would love that to turn that into a book. So if you are not the type that want a book or a digital product out there, but you don't want to sit down and write it yourself, think about a ghostwriter. Okay, there are plenty out there, and I'm going to show you when we go to how to outsource. I'll show you how you can find some good ones. Okay. All right. Let's look at the chat. Right. Good. Okay. All right. This is the fun part. Design basics for non-designers. I am definitely in that category. I am a non-designer, but with these different softwares, I can look like a pro. All right. So let's go. Let's look at these. We're going to look at Samarai first. Is anyone interested in creating a digital product for Etsy? Type it in the chat. Okay, you are. Okay, cool. So this is for you. So Sell Samarai, and I do have, this is just going to be a high level view of what this offers, but this is a really cool site. This, as what they say here, your all-in-one tool for massive Etsy SEO growth. SEO stands for search engine optimization. So all these, people online, they're searching for things, and this site helps you to optimize your product so that when people are searching for something like your product, they can find you. All right, so they give you a free registration. It does cost, I think after 15 days or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember, but it's not much. I think it's $7.99 a month. Okay. But this is what it looks like once you get inside. They have tutorials. So just about anything you want to know about how to use that product, they have here under tutorials. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can see that. Type it in the chat if you can. Okay, good. All right. They have shops where you can upload your shop and then they'll optimize your shop. Here under tags, so if you're looking for a keyword for your particular product, just like we did that keyword research yesterday, between doing that type of research and then this particular software, you'll be in the game. All right, so you can look up the keywords and it'll give you the search volume. Okay, because it scours Google looking for keywords that people are using, and it'll give it a score. Okay, so it'll give you a Google competition, low, medium, high, that kind of thing over here to the right. Cost per click, we talked about that yesterday too. Sometimes it doesn't have a cost per click that's applicable. Okay, so don't worry about that. But the Google competition, that's one you want to look at. Now, some people will tell you choose something that's low competition because you won't have a lot of competition, but you won't have a lot of competition for a reason. People aren't looking for it. You want something that does have some competition because that means people are looking for it. Okay. So maybe medium to high competition. So that's what this section is all about. And it looks kind of blurry because I don't know why it's blurry on their site, but once you go in, it does not look like this. It's very clear once you log in. Okay. And I have a detailed step-by-step of this process in the self-publishing blueprint if you want more information. All right, so this is it. Grow your business with real search data. See if they have anything else down here that you might be interested in. Long tail keywords. So that's what they use. They use long tail keywords, and they'll give you the long tail keywords that you'll need when you're uploading your product to Etsy, because that'll help bring your product up when people are looking for it. So long tail keywords, they're the keywords that are more than like two words. Okay. So they find those long tail keywords for you and tell you what you will have a better chance of ranking with if you use those specific keywords. Okay. They give you tags, price spread, competition, grade. They give you all of that stuff. Okay. So the price spread is kind of like what other people who are in a similar niche, they have a similar topic to yours, like what they're charging for their product. Okay, and you want to do something similar. You don't want to, if everybody else is charging $7.99, you don't want to be charging $20.99 for your product, because they can easily go to another store, Etsy store, and get the product from there. Okay. All right. So you can look at this, and I have a link I can send as well. All right. So that's Etsy. All right. BookBolt. Has anyone used BookBolt before? They're owned by the same company. Sell Samarai and BookBolt is owned by the same company. I realized it when I saw a lot of the emails looking exactly the same, and the lady who contacts me, because I'm an affiliate partner with both, it's the exact same lady. So let's see. Tiffany, you've used BookBolt before? Okay, I think you're saying yes.
Yes,
Okay, awesome. Do you like BookBolt?
I do. I like it better than Canva at first.
Oh, okay.
Um, that's
Yeah,
just me. But I guess
yeah.
that's because I use it to, make my journals. The first ones I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to try and it was easy. So yeah.
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 And it does, because, and I understand completely, because with BookBolt, I'm going to see if I can find um, one of their pages to show you. They do templates, and if you're trying to create a template, let's see, I want you to see me. Guys. I want you to be able to see me really quick. Okay. If you're creating, so I made all of these. I think I have about 20 of them. I made all of these in BookBolt. They're still selling because of the BookBolt software, I believe. So I was able to, now this is a fitness journal for women. And I was able to create like writing prompts. I put the writing prompts in there, and the rest are blank pages where women can keep up with their fitness journey. But the writing prompts they can use from the beginning of the book, they can use and take to one of these pages and write about their, whatever the prompt is. Or they can just use it to keep up with stuff. Sometimes I just use it to keep up with my blood pressure. Or I may use it to say a goal that I have. Like right now, I'm working on some fitness goals right now. So I put that in here. But I use BookBolt for all of these. This is a comic where you can a blank comic book that kids can use to draw. Okay. So BookBolt is my friend. But they give you templates. So all of these pages in here are templates. So that's what Tiffany is saying, that, it makes it a lot easier. It truly does. And they format it for you for Amazon KDP. So you don't need to use another person or a formatter to format your product. They format it so you can just upload it straight to Amazon KDP. So they make it really, really simple. All right, so I'm gonna go back to I get excited about book folk. All right, so that's just some of the pages, how it looks. It gives you instructions about how to format and that kind of thing. So they make it pretty simple. They have images in here. I don't really like their images. The images I use, I paid for from a site called Deposit Photos. I've been using them for years because, like I said before, I'm a former blogger. So those are the images I use on my blog, and I just love their images. So I paid for those images. I paid the commercial price so that I can put them, which is higher, which is a whole lot higher. I paid for the commercial price so that I can have them, that I can use them royalty free on my book, right? So, but I don't recommend that because it is high. It was very expensive. Like I'm looking back, like why did I do that? But I do like the images. They're still selling. A lot of schools will buy them. I had, a $1,000 sale, $1,000 or more recently from a school. So the schools love them. So if you are interested in the books for kids, the low content books for kids, because a lot of schools use them for reward days or just, for SEL, social emotional learning activities and things like that, BookBoat is the way to go.
So
All
did
right.
you get the drawings like with the little kids on it? You got it from them too?
From Deposit Photos. No, I didn't use BookBoat's images.
No,
No, I
from the deposit photos, like the little girl that was on the front of one of your journals.
mhm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all of those. But I paid the commercial fee, which is crazy expensive. But I had already committed. I was like, I want these pictures. So I was willing to pay that crazy price to get them. But you get like a batch of you get a certain amount. I can't remember the amount, but you get a lot. Like all the ones I have, plus more that I didn't even show. I think I showed them on the first day on my screen. You get all of those. You get a lot of images for that price. So it is what it is. All right. So that's BookBoat. All right. So let's look at Canva. Uh, let's go to Canva. Now, what I want to show, I don't know if I have it on here. Let's see. Let's pull it up. I have a digital product that I'm working on for my TikTok audience. And I've been playing around with some different design elements in there. So I'm going to see if I can pull that up. Let's pull that up. All right, I'm going to have to stop my screen share again. So I got to log into a whole different one. Okay. All right, I usually will pull everything up, but today I'm not sure why I don't have it pulled up. So we won't have to waste time. Let's do this. Let's just go out. Okay. Let's see if I have one in here. Anyway, let's do this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to, can you see my screen? Zoom is not letting me do what I want to do right now. All right. So with Canva, if you're creating a digital product, my advice is find a PDF. Find a PDF template. And I don't want to be in this one. This one is not. I can at least show you in his. So find a PDF template. Now, the best thing to do first, let's go to Pinterest, is to find some inspiration. Find something that you want your product to look like. Okay. I have not used this thing in years. To get to my other one. Okay. PDF ideas. or digital product ideas. All right, so look through and see if there are any digital product ideas they have that you want to emulate. I mean, you don't copy, you just see some inspiration and you can make yours similar. Okay, let's go to this one. All right, see if there are any design elements. Like, for example, if you like how this looks on the front, maybe have a picture on the front and then you have your title in a box with, if you have a number, you can do something like that. Let's go to it and see if it looks any better. It's not showing the whole thing. Nope, don't like that one. I want one that will show me the whole product. Okay, this might be something cool. So if you want a cover that, has some different little elements, look at this. You see that save for later? You see how that's kind of like a little art shape? So that might be something that's cool. So you want to look for different little design elements that you can use in your digital product. It doesn't have to be the same. Your pictures, of course, can be different. Your font can be different, but you want to look for some different little elements, some key elements that kind of make it stand out. All right, so that's what I've been doing all summer with my digital product, and I want to see if I can, let me see if I can go to my Google. I may have saved it in my Google since it won't let me go out right now. No, I don't have it in Google yet. Okay, I really want to show that. Maybe I'll have it for tomorrow. I can show you tomorrow. All right, so I don't want to take up any more time. But do you understand what I'm saying? So find little elements. Go get inspiration online. You can go Google some inspiration for digital product designs and just pick and choose some of the best little features that you see. Pinterest, a lot of times will have some more pleasing pictures and graphics, but you can also Google and just see if there are any things that you like to see.